Colaco. I'm a physiotherapist. I have done my schooling from Manovikas. I have later done my science at Father Agnes Verna, followed by I've done my bachelor's in physiotherapy from Manipal University. And I have later started my career with FC Goa and have done several home visits along with clinic experience, and I further ventured into clinical setups. Right now, currently, I have my own clinic in Costa Towers, Margao, where we cater to ortho, neuro, and sports conditions. So, long story short, it has been a journey so far where I have got the experience, got the exposure to a lot of patients, a lot of people that I would like to personally help out there through the healthcare setup. So basically, there's a transition that I've noticed, like the patients and the healthcare system. What I'm trying to do is I want to make sure to to bridge the gap, to provide better healthcare quality, and that would only happen by reaching out to the right people at the right time, and also to communicate with all the other healthcare workers to actually collaborate and have a joint initiative and effort to provide the exact right approach and to reach our desired goal. Right now, we have several blood donation drives that are taking place, followed by other conservative efforts. Even like post-COVID recovery, we are seeing several patients. Not just like treatment. Like for us, what we feel is in our field, right? We are just not just catering to a person who's going to the gym or person who is having an injury. It is basically the overall healthcare. It's the overall recovery of a patient that I am looking after. Not just me and my team. Like I believe in a staff, a team that is having the right intentions, the right dedication, passion, and commitment towards seeing the patients and providing them good quality of treatment. So my main intention and my main plan of action is to reach out to everyone out there, to communicate and to give the best quality treatment to our patients. Not just locally, right now we are trying to reach out to everybody all over Goa at the moment, even all across India through our online consultations. We are also conducting health camps and medical check. We are associating ourselves with a lot of churches, a lot of other Parkinson Society, and a lot of other ventures. Like I honestly believe, we should all work together. We should contribute to the greater good. And healthcare, I mean, see, it is an industry. I mean, it is a business at a large scale, no doubt. But then again, should it be at the cost of the patient's health? I mean, I understand. I mean, it's difficult for every patient to afford the right quality of healthcare. So right now, I am actually conducting for Independence Day. We are providing like for 10 days sessions for several patients where they can get the experience. To be honest, like I have seen patients recover, like let's say conditions like fracture cases, stroke, Bell's palsy. I mean, there are various conditions which do take time for recovery. So we are having our equipment, we are having the technical capabilities, we are having the expertise in it. So I honestly feel that with the right mindset and the right approach, you can definitely give good healthcare out there. Everyone's profession, everyone's way of approach, see, when we're 18, everyone is confused. It's very challenging. No one really knows what they want to do with their life, right? It's always there's peer pressure, there is a friend circle, there are people around who give you advice. But then how do you know what is right advice when you're very young? So usually when we take up science, and if we end up directed into a field where we feel it is lucrative, it can there's a future, there's scope in it. And honestly, I feel it was the right decision. Like I know there are I mean, it is difficult, you have to study a lot of effort goes into learning, getting the practical exposure, doing internships, doing several courses. But again, I mean, I feel that there is so much more out there. It's not like, I'm not saying any field is better or less. Everyone has their own interest. I mean, you got to do what you're passionate about, what you're interested in. You should feel that this is something that I want to I want to venture into it, study it, learn. See, the more you learn, the more you earn, right now the youth also, there's a lot of discrepancy between everyone out there where they don't know exactly what they want to do. It's just because the society and the pressure that that people are under. But I feel, right, if the right motivation, the right guidance, the right support system, basically we are always open to to help the younger generation, anyone for that matter. I mean, that's the foundation, right? Those are the basic steps, like from your 11th standard, 12th standard. I mean, you have to choose. I mean, see, there's engineering, there is medical, there are a lot of other fields out there, which you can create a niche for yourself, you can create a name for yourself in that field. But then again, it depends on your dedication, it depends on your hard work, your willingness to learn. It's basically lifelong learning. See, it's on your interest, it's on your motivation, it's on what you want to do. I mean, initially everyone wants to, people want to take shortcuts nowadays. Everyone feels like, okay, they'll get into a business, they'll get into something else, get into another profession or field where there's quick I mean, see, there's no shortcut. I mean, success is a journey. It's not a destination. It's like a lifelong pursuit, right? So for me also in my field, what I felt is I knew that I had interest in bio and chemistry and physics. I mean, because of my science background. But eventually with time, right? Once I even like started studying, started learning, getting experience, interacting with a lot of other students, other lecturers, professors. I mean, I'm very grateful to the faculty and teachers. I mean, they are the best people to, guide us. So I got the exposure, I got that hands-on experience, like from the hospital, from not just the hospital, like even the workshops that we had, even for the sports activities on the field, and even in the demonstration labs. I honestly felt, like there's so much more we can do rather than, just restricting ourselves to just the academics. There's so much more you can do, practically out there. You just have to go and try. You got to attempt. You have to, give yourself that opportunity to explore. See, it's like you're in a pond, right? And if your mindset is you are exposed only to this much information, you don't know what's happening outside, right? That's why many of our students, I mean, they go abroad, they try to learn from there. But see, again, I mean, you have to have that belief, and it comes with time. Confidence takes time to build, no doubt, but you got to keep trying. My parents, because they've always been I mean, they are my support system. My sister as well, she has always been, encouraging, never limiting my beliefs, always saying you can do it. And my friends who were very supportive, who actually helped me, like, I mean, that there's a phase where, everything is going maybe against your will, but then you get those, bits of information, you get those moments where you actually understand, you realize. And yeah, I mean, I would always be grateful and thankful to my uh, professors and teachers. I mean, who else would know it better? Means they are the ones who have done it all, right? I mean, they're the ones who actually do it on a daily basis. And when you go out there, once you get that knowledge, and once you got to assimilate as much information as you can, and then you got to practically put it out in the actual real world out there. That is how real solutions are found out. I mean, that is how actual change is brought about. Once you do your undergraduation and you're a fresher in the marketplace, I mean, it is difficult to start out. I mean, you have to get the right credentials, you have to get the right connections, you need to know the right people at the right time. So for me, I was working at 3 different clinics at the same time, and I was doing a lot of home visits. So when I was seeing a lot of different colleges and sports players, and so it's like when they liked my approach and my treatment, they would tell their friends, they would tell their family, and then eventually it will reach to the coaches. So through some event, and again, I mean, I cannot specifically point like how and when, because I myself, it was a phase, right? So for me, when the opportunity came up, I made sure that I attended the interviews. I gave my best. I gave the best that I could. And again, it is on a selection process. See, the HR always recruits amongst a group of people, right? And they decide what they feel. And then over the course of time, like initially it's like you're still learning. I mean, it's all new. But again, at the selection, I mean, yeah, I mean, there is competition, no doubt. But again, it is on your approach, it's on your attitude, basically. It's on, your discipline, your willingness to learn, your ability to, grasp those little things. Because I feel, right, even on the sports field, even the coaches and even the players, I mean, there is a lot of pressure, there is a lot of effort that goes into, cater those football matches. For instance, like we used to have our FC Goa matches, and I mean, everyone is excited, and it's like everyone is looking out for these matches, and it's like everyone's everyone's attention, focus. It's like, the heartbeat of Goa is like, with FC Goa when they have their matches. So for us, what happens is, there is a lot of pressure, there's a lot of expectation, because each time the players get injured, the coaches do have the expectation that yes, this player is, see, I wouldn't say, football, it's like a team, it's a team, okay? I cannot like specifically choose one player and be biased towards the other player. I have to be there for each and every player. No matter what, no matter what situation, no matter what condition, if there is any sports injury, we used to provide recovery there and there on the spot, whether it's icing, whether it's the price protocol, a lot of things that we cater to them. Because I honestly feel, right, the recovery rate is faster in athletes, no doubt, compared to the regular population. And it is a long-term process. Their recovery does take 6 months to 1 year, and it is also our responsibility and a moral obligation to provide and cater to them and give them the best treatment possible. So we used to conduct their MRIs, we used to get their scans done, we used to give them the optimum nutrition, and it's a team, it's an entire support system. So yes, I feel that we have to cater to them and give them the best that we can. At FC Goa, for instance, they have a list of qualities which with time you learn, and it is like punctuality, responsibility, the dedication towards the field. You have to like the sport. Only then you would want to go completely into it. And yes, reliability and actually giving you 100%. And yes, everyone is counting on you. You gotta give them the best treatment, and that is how the best recovery is given to our players. So basically, right, knowledge, skill set, and the right mindset. You have to have a growth mindset, and you have to, it should come from within. You have to actually understand what your patient requires, what your client is requiring. Their needs and their wants. They will come to you with pain, with some difficulty, some issue. We in the healthcare profession, we have to be able to, you have to be empathetic, and you have to be patient. Patience is the first skill set which I believe that you have to actually listen. You have to understand what the client requires, what is it that they need, and you have to make sure you give your 100%. You give your 100% effort. You make sure that you're giving them the right advice, giving them the right treatment, giving them the right protocol for recovery. So I feel compared to anyone out there, you got to do you got to be yourself. You got to give your commitment to your field, and you got to keep trying. We cannot please everyone, right? We got to do whatever it takes. There are challenges. There are difficult times. There are times where you doubt yourself. You cannot self-doubt yourself, because in this field you got to be ready. You have to be on your toes all the time. You have to be ready to actually explore, and not just explore. It's okay, cut that, not explore. To actually understand the situation, try to have a better approach, and provide good quality thought process into it. And it takes time. For example, like challenging cases, like as in when I was posted in the ICU, this is back in Manipal Hospital. It is very challenging, because it is very critical, and it is sometimes you will have self-doubt, you will have fear, you will start questioning yourself. Am I giving the right treatment? Am I capable enough? Am I ready for this? But it is all on experience. It is on your patience. It is on your understanding. It's on your knowledge. It's on your experience. It's on your exposure in the area, and it is on your confidence. Confidence, it's this constant practice. Repetition is the key, and constant practice keeps you confidence is built up based on your practice. See, honestly, I feel age is just a number, right? No one is too old to start something. No one is too young to provide something. And I feel, right, like personally, I feel that, it's all on the mindset. It's on your effort level. It's on your skill set. And it's on what you're ready to provide. It's on what you're ready to give. If you are ready to give your 100% and actually understand and be there for your client, patient, or anyone out there, people will reciprocate. People will start showing the change. People will start showing improvement. No matter what case it is, whether it's a stroke condition, or whether it is a a fracture case, or it takes time. There is healing taking place. I mean, you have to provide you have to follow the protocols, you have to get your basics right, and you have to follow up. I mean, patients have it is like a responsibility, and it's like a obligation. I mean, I honestly feel, right, I mean, it is challenging, it is difficult, and they are difficult times, but you have to make sure that you're giving your best, you're giving whatever you got, because you study, you put so much effort, and more often than not, right, I mean, anything can happen today in today's world. You just have to keep trying, you have to keep innovating, you have to get better, you have to see, and do not ever compare yourself to anyone else, don't compete with anyone else. You gotta be better today than what you were yesterday, and that's the main motto. I mean, I honestly feel you got to keep improvising, you got to keep challenging yourself, try new things, explore more opportunities, get that exposure, do that internship, build that lifelong relationship with your clients. It's constant innovation. You got to learn to reinvent yourself every day. You have to come across with new ideas. You have to always take constant feedback from your friends, from your family, from your patients, from your neighborhood, from your society. I mean, that is where you get the first-hand experience. You get to know. I mean, you have to understand the people, you have to understand the marketplace. You need to know what is the requirement. I mean, I understand, like, logistically, you have demand and supply, you have all this, different angles to different businesses. But I feel, right, is a person will recommend someone to you only when they have seen some quality. There is something known as value creation, and there's a lifetime value of a client. I mean, if a patient is happy with our treatment, they will definitely recommend someone else, somebody who's coming, who's seen a lot of other healthcare professionals, and they have had a difficult time. And yes, I mean, pain perception is different for everybody. Not everyone, the one who goes to the pain only is aware of their suffering. So I honestly feel, right, is uh, it is on the individual, and it is on the overall community at large. And if, again, I mean, it is the quality that you provide, it is the service that you provide, and it is the overall goal that you have. It's like, see, you cannot predict how things will happen, right? I mean, again, you have to backtest, you have to see you have to see from your previous experiences, from other references. You gotta get that hands-on experience. I mean, you keep innovating. It's constant. It's as I said, right? Lifelong learning. It's a process, and there are no shortcuts. I mean, there is hard work. There are difficult times. There are times where you have to keep trying, and you can't give up. There's no. I mean, if not you, then who else can do it? I do understand that yes, COVID was difficult for each and every one of us, and people have faced their challenges. But again, now it's 2022 now. I mean, we cannot live in the past. We got to plan for the future. We got to get ready. I mean, we have vaccine. I mean, again, it is on the individual. It is on your process. It is on your healing. So for us, when we provide our treatment, when it comes to physiotherapy, see, muscles take their own course of action. It takes time to recover. So there may be various modalities. We try various approaches. Whether it's heat, we apply ice to that area. Then we have ultrasound. Should I go into details there?
In brief.
Okay. So basically, right. So again, people have see that the shift and transition from pre and post COVID. It's people are noticing and understanding the importance, the value of outdoor activities, exercise. I mean, you have to exercise. You have to keep maintaining your fitness. I mean, people are having a lot of other health conditions just because of their bad posture, because of their sedentary lifestyle. So I feel, right, I mean, it is our intention, I mean, it is our goal to make sure people are moving, people keep maintaining their lifestyle, and also have good quality of life. Basically, you cannot hold back and just be like, I mean, the rest of the world is I mean, you have to keep, you cannot, I mean, again, should I?
No problem. If you
Yeah.
want to just rephrase the end, you can.
Yeah,
End
the end. Yeah. So basically, now post-COVID, there's a term, post-COVID fatigue syndrome. I mean, many people are having exhaustion, tiredness, they are feeling weakness, And we do provide exercises, we give them training. It's not just breathing exercise, it's a variety of protocols that we follow, because we have to provide good quality, right? I mean, people need to understand that how important it is to exercise, how important it is to maintain their weight and balance, and a lot of other complications that come along with it. It is a personal choice, it is a lifestyle decision, and yes, we do provide the best treatment in our end. What I feel is you got to keep innovating, you got to keep trying. I mean, there were times where there was COVID and I was, we were all having a lockdown. That is where I had that opportunity. That is where I had the time. I made sure I researched. I had time at home. So I started researching, started finding out what else can I do that can, improve my overall upbringing. Like, it is on your skill, again, it's on your temperament, it's on your nature. If you have the willingness to learn, then you will learn it. You will learn it from any course, any place. So I did a couple of courses online, which was into digital marketing. I also did courses in event management and real estate as well. So that is where I got the wholesome experience, that I realized that yes, there are so many other opportunities, there's so many other avenues out there, that even work from home isn't for everyone unless you're in IT. That's what I felt. But once I got into, like, digital marketing is a place where I realized that you can provide. Wait, one second now. Digital marketing is something that I did not realize that how important it is. I realized that you can uh, provide visibility. You provide visibility to every other business out there. I mean, look around. I mean, there are so many people who are working so hard. You have to be able to support and be there for the people who are trying so hard day in and day out. So I felt personally that I could provide a service where I can showcase their products, their goals. I mean, whatever is new out there. So I realized once you get into like social media, I mean, everyone is right now, currently everyone is on their phones, everyone is using their laptops. You have Facebook, Instagram, you have WhatsApp. There is a lot of social media, there's a lot of connection. I mean, the world is a small place now, but I feel, right, if you give the right quality and the right attention to the right products and the right services, it is essential for business. So that is how I started creating, like, small projects, for little projects here and there, where someone is trying to sell some products in the locality. In life, I mean, yes, there are challenges, there are difficulties. We do face a lot of outcomes where we don't know how to tackle it. But again, I mean, from my previous experience in the healthcare industry, I have realized that, I mean, there are solutions. There is always a way out. Where there's a will, there's a way. So you got to just tap into it. You have to keep innovating. You have to meet the right people. You have to communicate. You have to. It's always a collaborative effort. You cannot do it alone. You have to have a team. You have to have people who will actually mentor you, who are way senior to you. And you have to also reach out to the people out there. I mean, I have also joined several business networking events, which I've attended conferences. I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware about BNI, which is again another business group where they have networking. And that is how I got that exposure. I got the basics, the core values, where it's called givers gain, where you give business without expecting anything in return. So that is the belief system that I follow right now. And I honestly feel that creating lifelong relationships and the constant learning, that is important. You have to keep trying. You cannot stop. I mean, any business is challenging initially. You have to have the skill set, you have to have the knowledge, you need the experience, you need the right marketplace, and also the product which you bring to the marketplace. And again, it's on the individual, it is on your dedication, and you got to love what you do. Basically, that's the first thing. I mean, if you don't like and you enjoy what you're doing, anybody will tell you to why you're doing it and you shouldn't do it, and it's not worth it. I mean, you got to believe in yourself. It comes from within. If you feel that I can do a change, I can do something about it, then do something about it. I mean, no one can stop you, right? So when it comes to entrepreneurship and business, for that aspect, I mean, see, it is lucrative provided you understand the basics, your foundation is strong, you get the right direction, you get the right mentorship. I honestly feel that if you're given the right guidance at the right time, you will succeed. And you got to keep innovating. You have to try, you have to understand basics, fundamentals. You have to also get financial education. You have to get that exposure. You need to know about taxes, about finances. You need to know about investments. I personally have learned several courses right now. I'm also into trading and investments and several other fundamentals which I'm focusing on right now. But again, it took me time. I learned it from the basics. And I mean, nobody is perfect. You gotta keep trying, right? You gotta keep learning. You have to make sure that you're better today than what you were yesterday. It's all on the individual.